right, a very beautiful afternoon to you, of course, wherever you're following us around the world. This is the new Jos Stadium, and this is match day 29 in the NPFL, talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League. Once again, it's good to have you join us. I said it earlier, those of you following us around the world, of course, this is where you get the best of football. And of course, not to forget about the fact that NPFL Live is brought to you by Proper Sports Africa, supported by MTN, the home of football. And of course, not to forget Naira Bet. Yes, I'm talking about the home of sports betting. And of course, for those of you following us, of course, in the diaspora, our streams, of course, are powered by Africa Sports Network. So it's good to have you join us once again. My name is Mary Steven. Of course, I'll be your commentator. And of course, I'll get to introduce my colleague as soon as possible. Let's let you know that Plateau United, of course, are on course to make it to the top four. Let's see if this is going to be a big possibility this afternoon. Remember, they had a very, very tough time last week, where they lost against Aqua United by 2 goals to nothing, I beg your pardon, in this particular venue. And of course, they are back at home, having lost again, yes, coming from a backdrop of a defeat against Abia Warriors a couple of days ago in Omaya. So I think this is really, really a tough one. Losing a game, losing their matches back-to-back has really been tough for the side. So it's all about the response this afternoon. Let's see how Plateau United can be able to pick up the pieces. Let's see whether they can be able to solidify that particular place in the top 3 or the top 4, as the case may be. So Plateau United will be up against Doma United in a couple of minutes, as the players are in the changing rooms and of course receiving some instructions, of course, as well from their gaffers. And not to forget, Doma United, they had a change of leadership a couple of weeks ago. We saw the likes of Bala Mohammed coming into the ranks of that particular team, while Onigbinde is still with the side. However, we've seen a turn in their results, and they seem to be sitting comfortable, of course, in the table. Yes, not really relegation threatened, of course, and not far away from the top 4 finish as well. So it is really going to be an interesting encounter. It's really going to be a dicey encounter as well. The last outing between these two sides was a loss for the Peace Boys, talking about Plateau United over there in Gombe State. And of course, not to forget that, of course, Plateau United are 3 games, of course, without a win as it stands. So let's see if they can be able to respond. I said it earlier, the response is key for this particular Plateau United side, as Mbosmangu will be looking forward to seal that particular top 4 finish or top 3 finish, as the case may be, because that's a really realistic target for them. They had a setback, yes, I said earlier, having lost to Aqua United here in the new Jos Stadium a couple of weeks ago, and of course that has really put them in a very difficult position to make it into the top 3 this particular season. Remember, it is the NPFL, and this is match day 29. Plateau United will be up against Doma United in a couple of minutes. So before we get to go into the lineups, let's look at how it stands on the league table as match day 29. Coming into this particular encounter, Plateau United are seated 5th on the log with 44 points, having played 28 games so far, so good. And of course, talking about the opponents, the Doma United, sitting, of course, 11th with 37 points. Not too far from the top 5, as I said, not far from the top 4 rather as well. So it's really going to be a massive encounter. And of course, having defeated Aqua United by 1 goal to nothing, that's one of the irony of the game of football. And of course, that's the dynamics of football as well. Doma United defeated Aqua United a couple of days ago by 1 goal to nothing, and it was the same Aqua United that defeated, talking about Plateau United, by 2 goals to nothing a fortnight ago here at home. It was really a tough outing for the Peace Boys, but then you just have to ensure that you get the best out of this particular match, especially when it comes to this particular encounter. And of course, Plateau United having won about 14 games so far so good this season, and of course drawn 2 and lost 12. I think that is really an impressive statistics in my opinion, because these are the new management. The new coach just came into town a couple of months ago, last year rather, so he hasn't had so much time. So probably this season he might actually be exceeding some expectation, because of course you wouldn't believe that at this particular level Mbosman Good has done so well with this particular side. We've seen how beautiful this team plays their own game. And of course, we've seen how they have really been clinical in front of goal. Remember, they had one of the biggest records this season. I mean, beating the likes of Heartland FC by 5-1 away over there in Owerri. So I think that is really an impressive statistics for Plateau United. And then not to forget Doma United, having played 28 games so far so good. Doma United can boast, of course, of 10 wins so far so good, 7 draws, and of course 11 losses. So I think that is quite not good for Doma United. We saw them in the first half of the season. They really were almost in the top 3. Yes, I think I can remember that very well. Around December, November, they were in the top 3. But then we can see them now sitting 11th on the log as it stands. All right, so let's go back now into the pitch of play and let's confirm to you the team sheets, of course, are for both sides as we have confirmed them from the media officers. A big thank you to them, of course, for supplying this information as early as possible. Plateau United, of course, have their own team sheet out as well as Gombe United. I think the most interesting aspect for me this afternoon is particularly that of Gombe United because just one change was made, and of course, against that particular team that defeated Aqua United by 1-0. So I think that's a huge one. Who would actually want to change a team that is winning? I think that's the biggest question for me. So it's good to notice, to see that rather Gombe United have just dropped just a player, and of course out of that particular squad that defeated Aqua United within the week. But then before we go straight into the team sheet, let's confirm to you our match officials. Very experienced referees have actually been sent to these particular venues. So let's let you know who are going to be in charge of this particular game this afternoon, as we've gotten confirmation, particularly at the new Jos Stadium. So for this particular record, our referee assessor this afternoon, of course, will be Hamza Iyan. Hamza Iyan, of course, is from Katsina State. Of course, Alva Iyan Garba is from Katsina State. And then talking about the center referee this afternoon, of course, we have the likes of Dr. Sa'idu Bashir. Dr. Sa'idu Bashir, a very experienced center referee, is coming all the way from Sokoto State to Plateau State to officiate this particular encounter. And then, of course, assistant referee 1, we do usually call them the AR1. They currently, of course, are known as AR1. So it's no one else but Suleiman Awalu from Katsina State as well. And of course, the AR2, talking about the assistant referee 2, is no one else but Abdul Majid, of course, from Sokoto State as well. So we have 2 officials coming all the way from the northwest Nigeria down to North Central to officiate this particular encounter. And of course, the first official this afternoon is Bashir Yazid from Kaduna State. He's a popular name here in the city of Jos, just to let you know. So that's the confirmation of our match officials for this particular encounter. Talking about Plateau United going up against Doma United in a couple of minutes. So let's quickly run down through the fixtures of games that will go down this very week, March day 29 in the NPFL. Let's start with the game at hand now. Talking about Plateau United, they will be going up against Doma United. The game will go down by 3 p.m. while the game against Remo Stars will be coming up much later this evening. That game will go down by 5:30 p.m. Talking about Remo Stars going up against Aqua United. Doma United, of course, will be up against Gombe. I beg your pardon. Remo Stars against Aqua United by 5:30 p.m. while Niger Tornadoes will be up against Gombe United. Of course, that game will go down by 4 p.m. tomorrow. And not to forget about the fact that Kano Pillars, of course, who had a really fantastic outing within the week against Eyimba. They defeated Eyimba by 4-1. That game ended, if I'm right. Yes, they will be up against Sunshine Stars of Akure. That game will go down on Monday, the 8th, on of course of April. And also not to forget, Lobby Stars will be up against talking about Rangers, I beg your pardon, Eyimba International, of course. That game will go down, of course, on the 7th, that's tomorrow. And looking at other fixtures in other venues, we have the likes of Heartland going up against Sporting Lagos tomorrow as well. Sunshine Stars of Accra will be up against Bayelsa United. And of course, not to forget, Katsina United will be up against the table toppers, talking about Rangers International of Enugu. The game between Abia Warriors and Rivers United have been put on hold because of Rivers United's continental engagement. So those are the fixtures of games we'll be having this week in the NPFL. And of course, those are the match officials for this particular encounter, talking about Plateau United going up against Doma United. So we'll confirm the team sheet for you. Of course, talking about the both side, Doma United, and that's talking about Plateau United. However, of course, I'm being joined here right in the commentary box by my own colleague, talking about Richard Baldwin. Richard, it's good to have you join us as we ensure we give our followers around the world the best of the game of football live on NPFL, brought to you by Proper Sports Africa.
Yeah, good afternoon, happy weekend. Of course, another time to be in the city of Jos, another time to witness one of the most beautiful encounters. I think Plateau United will have to do everything possible to get back to that position the fans actually want them to be every now and then. Well, for a team who actually chose, to win their last game after bringing in the Babanganaru, a very well experienced coach, back, in the NPFL, and of course, Abubakar, Abubakar Bala, who was actually former coach by Aqua United, who brought in, Babanganaru. Of course, these two sides have actually done very well. But for Doma United, they picked up their first win, in the second round against Aqua United, who came to this, stadium to defeat Plateau United, giving them their first defeat on this soil, just some few weeks ago. Now, it tells you that, whether we like it or not, the NPFL has actually taken a different turn, a different twist. Aqua United now losing to a team who is yet to get a maximum point this season. Well, to a couple of minutes, we'll surely be seeing this very game and what exactly it will be like. But my question here is, what is Umboas Mangood looking out for this afternoon? With his selection, Albert Hilary out, a man with 12 goals for your team is out of the squad. Not just that, we also see that when you look at that very squad, you get to see that the players who are starting are not players who have been starting regularly for Plateau United. So what exactly? We have the likes of Daniel Itodo, the captain of the side. We also see Harrison Eba. We see Jimmy Ambrose coming back into the team. Onovo Sunday Anthony. We see Victor Dawa. Now we also see Barnabas Daniel starting as a striker of this game. Lawrence Agbo having his first start at home in the NPFL this season since joining from Katsina United. The dangerous Nerot Silas, and of course that man, who's the midfield very well, other person boy Yakubu Adams. I think when we have those players, it also tells you that Plateau United actually know what they do. But for the tactics of Umboas Mangood, everyone now stands to be confused with the starting lineup. Why not Bernard Munde starting ahead of Barnabas Daniel? Why not? And so many questions of why not keep going. Well, why for the visitors? I think they are yet to prove again that they are back to the NPFL, unlike what they played 8 games to their last win.
All right, let's quickly confirm to you the lineup. Of course, Richard, you take that of Plateau United. Of course, the lineup for Plateau United. Okay, let's quickly take that of Plateau United as we confirm that of Gombe as well.
All right, Suraj Ayeleso stands in between the sticks for the Peace Boys, while Jimmy Ambrose, Lawrence Agbo mounts the defensive, the centre back. Harrison Eba and Daniel Itodo will come from the both left and right flank respectively, as Daniel Itodo will be the captain of the night. In midfield, we have the combination of Yakubu Adams, Sunday Anthony, Victor Dawa, and David Onovo starting, while there are Salas Barnabas Daniel will be starting, up front. We have the likes of Sam Pam Jr., Bernard Mundi, all on the bench for Plateau United. Izuchukwu Chimeze, Ahmed Umar Farouk, also Victor Makalala, Alex Enejo, a very dangerous midfielder starting from the bench. Each time he comes in, he's always a dangerous man, but you wonder why the coach have to place him on the bench, and place the likes of Victor Dawa ahead of him.
All right, of course, that has a confirmation of the team sheet for Plateau United, and both the players starting, of course, and those on the substitute list as well. Let's confirm to you that of Doma United. We have the likes of Abdullahi Zali. He's starting in goal this afternoon. Of course, their experienced goalkeeper, talking about the likes of Kingdom Osaye, is not in the team sheet this afternoon totally. He's been omitted. We don't know why, but then I think Kingdom Osaye had a fascinating first stanza in the NPFL last season, keeping 13 clean sheet prior to the second stanza. So it's really been a huge one for him, but then he's not in the starting lineup this afternoon. Let's also let you know that of course, I say Seifolihi Yusufu, of course, is also starting this afternoon as well. And we have the likes of Haruna Ali putting on jersey number 3 for Doma United. We have the likes of Awalu Abubakar, Zakari Boyi, and of course Samuel Mati also in contention this afternoon as well. Jacob, of course, Manga, one of the regulars in this particular side, is starting as well. Tijani Akabiru, Hilary Ekau is also in contention for Doma United. Not to forget the likes of Emmanuel Ajasem, and also the likes of Samuel Efon, who is coming in this afternoon for, of course, Doma United. I beg your pardon. So let's let you know, of course, that look, it's really going to be a dicey encounter. Just as I said earlier, a lot of expectation on the bench. We have the experienced goalkeepers. We're talking about the likes of Oche, Emmanuel. We have Usman Musa. We also have the likes of Charles Atewa. Not to forget Suleiman Atsani, and of course the likes of Bedemi Owuku, and of course not to forget the likes of Nelson Ibiom, Nasiru Suleiman, as well as Ozochukwu Aziebi. And the last but not the least on the substitute list for Doma United this evening is Adamu Umar Ada. So that's the confirmation of the team sheet. We told you earlier, of course, this is NPFL Live. Wherever you're following us around the world, it is NPFL Live, brought to you by Proper Sports Africa, supported by MTN, the home of football, and NairaBet, the home of sport betting. For those, of course, that are following us in diaspora, of course, this is powered by African Sports Network. So, Richard, back to the pitch of play. A dicey encounter between these two good sides.
Well, it's another match day to see live in the city of Jos. Suraj Ayala saw the goalkeeper, fascinating, though terrible 3 matches out in losing down to Abia Warriors in Umuahia. Not a good result for the team. The team actually will be looking out to get maybe their first win in the last 3 encounters after having no fruitful results in the last 3 encounters, and that has placed them on number 5 position. Just falling from second, which they were, I think 4 matches ago. And now, as it stands, they are looking at a way they could get. Here is the kickoff. Doma United gets the kickoff ahead of the host team, and here is the play of organizing himself from the defense line. You can see the pushing on the ball. The number 7 man for Doma United gets down as a throw-in for Plateau United. Down in the total with a throw. Long one there. Tries to find Barnabas Daniel, but unfortunately, here is Plateau United in control of the game. Sunday Anthony, that was a bad pass. Foul that the referee gives a to Doma United. And the defender goes down just in the box, close to the box, 18-yard. And of course, it's still a free kick for the visitors, who have won more of the ball in the first half, or just in the opening minutes. We've not seen quick goals on this pitch before 1 minute of play. Here is the captain of the side, the goalkeeper for Doma United with a free kick. He takes a long one there, and still Dalanitodo who gets his head there. Doma United still in control of the ball. Abubakar Bala on the sidelines, experienced coach, the man who dealt with Katsina United, dealt with Niger Tornadoes, and here he's showing some experience with Doma United. Coach Mbwas Mangos, who has been nominated several times this season for the Coach of the Month award, also the man for Plateau United. Long ball there for Plateau, that goes the wrong way, outside the pitch completely it goes. It's a throw-in now for Doma United. The boys from Doma are getting their energy back. Should we say, after playing 8 matches without the maximum points, now coming to Jos, surprising Aqua United at home. Are we going to see a repeat of such? Are we going to see a repeat of such, in the city of Jos? Or you feel the Jos, or the Peace Boys will be looking for a way to get back to winning ways after 3 matches unfruitful for them?
Yeah, I think Richard, it has really been a very difficult outing for Plateau United. We haven't seen them this poor all through the season, of course. Particularly whenever they're at home, it's always difficult for you to predict the fact that Plateau United can actually drop points or lose a match. However, we saw a big surprise against Aqua United a couple of weeks ago, and then also losing against Abia Warriors within the midweek. So nothing can be taken away from the fact that Doma United, having a new gaffer in town, of course, it has actually given them that particular and necessary motivation to come into this particular encounter. I said earlier, we saw them defeated Aqua United by 1-0, and interestingly, all the players that started in that particular encounter have been retained. Just for one player that's actually, have been dropped out of this particular spot. So it means they understand exactly what they're actually up for against the Peace Boys. So I'm really looking forward to a very interesting encounter. I'm looking forward to see Doma United trying to dominate proceedings here and try as much as possible to get the necessary results. Nothing can, of course, and stop us from seeing a very good game, because I know Plateau United too are actually up for it. They want to see how they can be able to return back to winning ways. You see, the game of football is all about the response. You lose, sometimes you win, and sometimes you draw. But when you lose a game in such a fashion, I think it's up for Plateau United to be able to respond this afternoon in a positive way.
All right, let's see how the game goes. Plateau United, Jimmy Ambrose on the ball now. Ambrose plays a long ball there to find his player, but unfortunately, Yakubu Adams gets it to his chest. Yet we see Nerod Silas back to Dalan Itodo. Itodo stretches it back to Nerod Silas, the energetic man who got a hat-trick the last time. Plateau United defeated Gombe United by 4-0 on this pitch. Well, it's a throw-in, a very dangerous one. Dalan Itodo who is doing for this magic on the ball now with a throw-in. Here it is, the Plateau United players putting on the natural home jersey yellow down to the host. There in the box, it's Indiana. There's a long throw there, and no chance there. Almost, but almost, of course, like you say, never accuse a bad, just like we just saw on this pitch right now. Big foul there in the box, it's Indiana. The referee going to see the players there. First is a player who tried to actually come into that ball, who ran to the ball, but unfortunately could not touch it on the floor. And of course, the Doma United defender, a player also on the floor. Doma United will have a goal kick now to play. It's been a fantastic outing. Abdullah Zali, who stands to be the man for them, wearing the gloves and of course the captain handband at the same time. You can see the Doma United side recuperating again. Now they will have to start their organization all from the defense line. Now it's more like an all-attacking football, no respect for any other side. All the players are coming out to play. Should we say Abubakar Bala is trying to show that the United has the quality, but just that it really just happened, for them, in the past few weeks before they played Aqua.
Yeah, Richard, I think that's an obvious one. He's a coach that loves attacking football, so I am not expecting Doma to sit back and soak up the pressure against Plateau United. Exactly. They know they are going to face an uphill task here this afternoon against the Peace Boys. But irrespective of that, you can see the way they are going, and it's more like an end-to-end encounter for me in the first few minutes, which seems so far so good. So I think Bala Mohammed knows exactly what he's here for. Looking at where they are in the table, I think it's quite discouraging. Haven't seen them in the first four, especially in the first stanza of this particular 2023 and of course 2024's NPFL season. So they would want to ensure that they finish somewhere very comfortable around the top four, probably the top three. But I think it's quite really difficult because we are talking about match day 9. But in a game of football, anything can really happen. So I am not expecting Gombe United to sit down this afternoon and watch Plateau United play. They will definitely be going off for it. And of course, we are expecting to see a sort of upset this afternoon at this particular stadium.
Alright, the last time the team from Gombe played on this pitch was Gombe United. We lost by 4-0. Before then, Doma United also defeated Plateau United in their first encounter this season in Gombe at the Pantamis Stadium to be specific. Now at the Zaire Stadium, we can see lovely touch there. And here is a long one, stopped by Jimmy Ambrose. Lovely clearance there, but that didn't go well. Here is the Doma United players trying to have a lovely attack. Good football, lovely change there to the back of the pitch. Now Samuel Matthew finds another person, but of course Zachary Boy takes it back to the pack. The number 4 man, this time Jacob Manga. Here is Doma United still. Lovely combination of play. Plateau United back into their half. That play was to Awalu Abubakar. Lovely run there. And that was stopped still at Doma United. The linesman raises his flag. The organization is something we should talk about. See how they've been playing, making sure Plateau United don't get anything or anywhere close to the ball. But it's a free kick now for Plateau United at this point. Yet we see Suraj Ayelaso finds his player, Nerod Silas. A dangerous man comes down to the midfield to play. Maybe that's the instruction of the coach. Yakubu Adams with a run there. Not a good pass, but Harrison tries to get that but goes down. It's a free kick now for Plateau United. Here is a free kick to be taken by Yakubu Adams. The referee having a word with the player. The referee this time blows a whistle for a free kick. Victor Dawa now plays together with Yakubu Adams. Lawrence Agbo, the man that must prove himself today. Itodo, Silas. Itodo, Anthony, Dawa, Harrison. Breaks the ball. Adams. Wrong pass there. Here is Doma United. That's not going through. It's a free kick. Not a free kick, no, it's a pass there. Doma United having a wonderful ball combination there. Now still in charge of the game. Now Victor Dawa gets it. Tries to change position, but of course loses the ball now to the Man United player. Wow, we never wondered what happened there. Very dangerous place to have lost the ball. Yellow see 5 of the yellow shirts. Now 6 now. Now Doma United. Lovely play there from Sunday Anthony. And that's one from Barnabas. Was a weak one. Not good enough for the team. Here was a throw-in from Nana Itodo. Shot one there. Itodo finds Adams. Long ball there from Adams. Clearance there, but not really cleared well. But all we can see here is nothing. But we throw in for Plateau United. Harrison Eba coming close to the throw-in there. And the referee, that's foul there. Free kick. Plateau United are yet to get a balance on this game. What will you say about the tactics of Mbwas Mangots? Because this might actually affect the team if care is not taken.
Yeah, I think it's quite strange, of course, that Plateau United haven't found their footing till this particular minute. Richard, I'm quite surprised about that particular one as well. But then, I think particularly if you look at the back four, there seems to be a couple of changes that have been made. Remember, of course, within the week we saw one of the finest, defenders in this particular squad, talking about Olawale Done. He lost his mom, so it's a way actually for the funeral. So I think our heart goes with them, of course, from Proper Sports Africa, and of course all of us here in the city of Jos. So I think Dono is a big miss for Plateau United this afternoon. And then you can see the likes of Jimmy Ambrose being deployed back to the centre back. I think Dancer, and then of course trying to play alongside Lawrence Agbo. It's quite new and it's quite fresh, so you can see that you will actually excuse them for these particular struggles in the first minute. But then we have the likes of Itodo, who has been a regular in this particular squad, and we also have the likes of Harrison Eba, who has been a regular. But Mbwas Mangots has decided to switch back to a back four, so I think this is where it's quite a little bit strange and it's quite a little bit disturbing, because even the likes of Victor Dawa haven't had so many minutes in this year's NPFL so far so good. So I think they will struggle a bit, but however, trust the gaffer. He will definitely make the instructions more, of course, light for them, and of course more of motivational for them to be able to pick up, because at it stands they are a little bit just disjointed at the back. But then that was a hit, a huge one from Victor Dawa, but it went off target.
First attempt for Plateau
First
United.
attempt off target as well.
Well, it's goal kick now for that side. Victor Dawa with a lovely try out there. It's been all attacking, all at the same time, all defensive for Doma United in this encounter. And this time, Abdullah Zali takes the goal kick. Up there the ball goes. Lovely turn there, beautiful clearance. Sunday Anthony tries to contest. Now Harrison goes for the ball. No. Harrison against the player there. Plateau United gets it. Sunday Anthony. Lovely touches there for Plateau United. In a little space, they've been able to do something. Ball now to the flank. Nero Silas goes down. The referee says play on. Samuel Matthew finds his player. Aaron Ali passes the ball to Zali, the goalkeeper. Zali organizing his players. It's a long ball there. Harrison has it away to the side. Itodo fast on the ball there. Adams passes the ball to Dawa. Dawa tries to find Silas. Nerod Silas And that was it too much. Oh no, still controls it. And the linesman with his flag, the referee says that's a goal kick for Doma United. Seems the combination of that, the attacking combination of Barnabas and Silas have not been able to connect. Should we give, the applause to the defensive line, or should I say the stand of play of Doma United?
Yeah, I think we have to give kudos to Doma United. So far, so good. The defenders have been able to suffocate our. That's talking about Plateau United strikers. We haven't seen so much of Barnabas and also so much of talking about Nerod Silas. So kudos to the defenders. So far, so good. You can see how energetic they are. You can see how fantastic they've been. So far, so good. Not giving the strikers so many chance and also too many space, especially when they are in their defensive third. So I think you have to give it to them as well. And then for Nerod Silas, unfortunately, Alba Hidari is not on the pitch this afternoon, so you expect him to have a little bit of difficulty. But you see, this is a game of football, and of course, you always have options when it comes to your player. So I believe so much that with the combination of Barnabas up front this afternoon alongside Nerod Silas, they should be able to produce the necessary result for Plateau United.
Right, we hope to see what that, of course, will bring at the end of 90 minutes. Free kick there now against Delano Novo. Harrison Erba takes the free kick backward, finds Jimmy, and Jimmy now finding his player back to Harrison instead. And yeah, we see Nerod Silas, the man who has been able, beautiful play there from Sonny Anthony. Now Harrison gets it again on the flank. Dawa with the ball, passes the ball to Harrison, who finds Ambrose. Now Lawrence back to his defender by the right. Now long ball there. Here is a header. Doma United on the ball. Beautiful play there. Now Adams. Still Adams who controls the ball. The midst of two players. Skillful Adams there. Lawrence Agbo. Lovely connection there to the flank. Onovo this time. And here we see Harrison with a crossing downwards, but that didn't just go as predicted. That was not really cool. Plateau United had the chance to probably create something big. Big chance there for them. They've not been able to make up anything in the box in the yard of Doma United. And here we see Plateau United, Yakubu Adams, beautiful play there. Anthony with a long ball there, who chases that for Nerod Silas. Well, that was too much, gets to the goalkeeper. Abdullahi Zali. Zali walking majestically on the ball, no one being a threat to him. Barnabas Daniel goes close. Now it's a threat, finally, as he throws the ball to Aruna Aliu. Long ball there, pace there. Dawa with the control, lovely play there. Plateau United now getting himself back into the game, I must say, for what we're seeing. Silas, Harrison, Dawa. Son Anthony going to pad him back to Harrison. The crossing headed away. That was so close to be an own goal. Steven,
yeah,
something magical nearly happened.
I think Richard, they've all have gotten their acts back. Of course, you can see the combination in the team, and you can also see the level at which they are walking the ball forward. I think Plateau United seem to be, of course, on the front foot. Hopefully, they get a goal, but then that was played wide by talking about the most adventurous midfielder for me in this squad this season, talking about Yakubu Adams. So good one. Of course, the atmosphere is bubbling. The fans are so happy about the fact that the team looks promising at the moment.
Wow, 20 minutes of play, no goal yet. Moving to the 21st minute of action. You wonder what exactly you should be expecting from a team who traveled all the way and got an 8-minute goal against an Aqua United side, while relegation threatened this season. Tijani Kamiru plays a long ball there to find Emmanuel Salem. That's a throw-in for Plateau United. Emmanuel Jessam instead. Now we see a throw-in there. Harrison finds Ambrose. And it's a beautiful play there. The referee gives a free kick instead. No contact. The fans surprised without officiating. But of course, it's the referee's decision. He knows better what the rule states in such a time and a moment. It was one man, Safilai Yusuf, who was brought down just at the back. It's a free kick to be taken. by Awalu Abubakar. Now, when we have players like Nelson Abiam on the bench, you wonder what Abubakar Bala is planning coming in the second half. To you, do you actually expect more danger, or we'll get to the second half of this game?
Yeah, Richard, I think tactically you can see that the changes are actually worth it. And of course, if you look at what he has done so far so good with this particular team since coming in, you would expect him to keep some. So, a chance for Plateau United.
Plateau United now forcing Doma United. Too much pressure on the man. It seems to get frustrated at the same time.
Yeah, Richard, I think Nero Saras is a threat to every defensive line, of course, in the NPFL all through this season. He has the pace, he has the ability to dribble, he has the ability to take the man one-on-one. So I think that has actually been his biggest advantage. And of course, his ability to cut the defensive line and be able to take a shot, even at range. I think that is where has actually kept this guy, has actually separated him from any other winger in the NPFL all through this season. So that was a huge one and a big opportunity for Plateau United. However, no goal so far so good. A chance for United.
Plateau United takes the lead. And this is the moment they've all been waiting for. 23 minutes of play, then Lenovo gives the goal. It's 1-0 Plateau United ahead of Doma United. You could see the celebration. He told his players to please wait. He rolled on the floor first, and now he's up to celebrate. And Lenovo gets his first goal in the NPFL on this match day. Plateau United with a breakthrough. What will you say about this?
Yeah, Richard, I think this is a big relief for the fans. It's a big relief for the coach as well, because we haven't seen them so been happy this way. You remember, they've had a bad runs of results, so this is just an opportunity for them to be able to clinch, of course, and get the maximum 3 points against this particular motivated Doma United side. A huge goal for David Onovo as well. This is what you want to expect from players. And remember, we always talk about these particular issues. Look, you must not depend so much on your strikers to be able to produce you the goals, so the wingers can score. Yes, the wingers are also attackers. You depend on the midfielders. You also build a team around virtually everybody. So long as you have the opportunity to get into the 18-yard box, you should be able to take your chances as well. And exactly this is what has happened this afternoon. So Plateau United, of course, on the front foot. This is a huge one for them. And Richard, particularly that particular goal, we saw it coming. We saw the threat being brought into that particular minute by Nero Silas, and of course through a corner kick, and we can see that Onovo was able to finish up that particular attack for Plateau United. So it's a huge one. Now the work is cut out for them. If I were Mbosman Good, I will be telling the players, let's get more goals, because the more goals we get, the more confident you become. If you have a goal, just a lead against a team like Doma United, who are having a very good run, so far so good, it will be difficult for you to be able to contain their strikers going into the second half.
Jimmy Ambrose, quite impressive in the first half. Doma United have created no much big chances in this game so far. They've not been able to give out that which we expect from them. Now it's still a ball. It's a header now from the Doma United side. Lovely one from Harrison. Here we see the Doma United side. Now they lose the ball. Akubo Adams walking as usual, but of course a throw-in now for Plateau United. And this time, Sunday Anthony with the ball. Finds Adams, back to Sunday. Lovely skill of play there. Lovely show of display. And it's a throw. What a ball there. And it's almost still no. Misses that. What another chance. Cleared away. Dawa with a header now. The referee says play on. It's a free kick instead for Plateau United. Wow. The chances are getting bigger. The style of play gets more comfortable for Plateau United. Steven, what are we talking about? The pressure, how it's been mounted on the visitors. We started the game on the bright note, but of course it seems the brightness are getting dim as the show gets bigger.
Yeah, I think Richard, they let themselves down by conceding that particular goal against Plateau United. That's quite unfortunate for Doma United. A fantastic side, I must say. I think I remember last year around November, December also, I watched them in Lafia, of course, against talking about Lobby Stars. They were so fantastic. Now, coming to this particular fixture, we knew they were going to bring something to the party. But this time around, they seem to be on a back foot. However, Plateau United, understanding the fact that it is a game that they need to win, they have to pile up the pressure. Pressure upon pressure. We can see that a lot of errors are being committed, especially at the edge of the box. So it's so bad for them at the moment.
Well, free kick there taken, goes wide. It's a goal kick now for Doma United. Doma United, goalkeeper Zali to take the goal kick. Plateau United will keep themselves back one defensively. Doma United players going up there. It's a long ball taken there. Itodo with the header. Silas with the control there. Passes the ball, but unfortunately now Itodo again. Barnabas hidden in this game. Not really seen much of the attacker. Yeah, there's a throw in to be taken. Itodo gets the ball. The most dangerous man when it comes to long throw in the NPFL. Seems to be a first half substitution for Plateau United. And they should be coming up anytime soon. But of course, still a ball play. 1 year. Plateau United, my experience, Ahmed Umar Farouk coming up in the game in the first half. And you wonder, where's the player that was injured, or what happens to the tactics the coach employed earlier before the start of the game. Here you can see Zali playing with his defenders. Here is Zali again. Still touching the ball, trying to find his players. Though having options, left, right, just in front of him again. Barnabas rushes, now he plays the ball long instead. That was headed away. Still in the half of Plateau United, dangerous one there. But comfortably gotten by Harrison. Now tries to find Barnabas. Yeah, it's a play out. The chance for Doma United, cleared away by Jimmy Ambrose, and Suraj Ayaleso grabs it. Ayaleso gets on his first ball there, being handled. You know, it seems Ayaleso is actually having, you know, a non-busy day in office. Not much attempts against him. He has been able to coordinate his defense properly. And there you can see Jimmy Ambrose and Lawrence Agbo showing to Coach Mwash Mango the quality which they've got. But to you, Miri, so far in this game, after United been able to create that big chance, they feel they might actually be, to show that you know, they are a threat to Plateau United.
Yeah, Richard, I think they're a little bit short up front. They are also short in a creative midfield perspective. I feel that they need to do more, especially when it comes to creating the chances. The way Plateau United is playing actually at the moment, and then the defensive formation. We said it earlier here that it's really going to be difficult for them to crack that particular defensive line, irrespective of the fact that the likes of Olawone Adoyoni is absent in this particular fixture. But seeing what Doma United has put so far in this particular encounter, you will feel that they actually, okay, that's going to be the first booking. Yeah, for Doma United.
Right, it's still the match between Plateau United, 1-0 the scoreline, and then another making the difference. This was the third minute of play. Yeah, it's a free kick right now. Suraj Ayaleso having a 1 or 2 with his players. The referee talking to the man coming to that. Now Plateau United pushing forward with Lawrence Agbo. Long ball there to Barnabas. Chance the ball back to Barnabas. Onovo, the goal scorer, goes down. Then the referee says the play on. Lovely play there. Lovely interception from Jimmy Ambrose. Still Ambrose. Unfortunately, you can see Doma United getting that one. Long ball there into the pack. That was a lovely pass. Yeah, 3 players waiting for him. Anthony with the control there, beautiful one. RC. Here is Adams. Dawa with the play there. But that was a wrong pass. It's a lands to the feet of Matthew Samuel. Here we'll see Jacob Manga Passes the ball to Kabiru. Kabiru now finds the ball to the right flank. It's won the chance there. No. Lovely play there from Plateau United. Beautiful communication skill there shown. And here is Anthony Sunday. Here is a Novo. For the third main goal scored by Novo. Still the difference in this game. 32 minutes of action so far. Silas, Adams, Anthony delays the ball there. We have about 5 shots defensively now. 7. And there was a chance. Plateau United giving all it takes to go into the box 18 yard and create the danger. If you see the height of the defenders of the Man United, then you know why the ball is just the way it is. This is different from the normal Plateau United we see day in, day out, with a different approach, different tactics. Now they take the lead. One goal to lead, another corner kick there from Sonny Anthony. Miri, should this actually be another chance for them?
A big chance, Richard. Of course, set pieces are part of the game, so you expect Plateau United to be able to bury this particular one as well. But then it depends on the defensive formation of Doma United. Hopefully, they can be able to deal with this particular threat from Sunday Anthony. So, of course, not really convincing. But then Doma United have actually been rewarded with
against Plateau United.
A free kick.
Yeah. Now we'll say the goalkeeper. He has been more active than the players on the pitch so far. With much of the threats coming and pressure coming his way. Header there from Jimmy Ambrose. Adams. Anthony brought down. Free kick from Plateau United.
Yeah, Richard, I think this is what they should be doing more. Of course, breaking the play because of the fact that they are giving Plateau United so much time on the ball. You can see that the likes of Anthony, the likes of Adams, you can see that they're breaking the play as well. So I think this is going to work for Doma United because they need to do this to be able to contain that particular creative aspect of Plateau United. But then they understand it better. So I hope they will be able to implement that particular one as well.
Yeah. From the look of things, of course, we get to see more and more of this in the game because it seems the energetic Doma United side who started the game are not really getting the energy anymore. Plateau United being more balanced with the lead, and from what we can see at the same time, Jimmy Ambrose runs to the ball now. Ambrose controls it, takes the time to play to Suraj Ayalaso. Suraj having options but chooses to play the ball long. Novo tries to head, but unfortunately Lawrence Agbo. Here is Doma United, dangerous play there now for Plateau, as this was a bad pass. Hilary Ekau tries something. Beautiful play there from Yakubu Adams. Lovely skill shown there, beating the player down. Kabiru now with the ball. Not Kabiru, instead Samuel Nefiok. Plateau United, Lawrence Agbo plays a throw in there. Dangerous one, I must say. Not a good decision to have been made, Miri.
Yeah, I think for Lawrence Agbo, he has actually been having a field day. For me, he has been doing perfect in that particular defensive line, Richard, I must confess. And of course, I was trying to look at the combination between himself as well as Jimmy Ambrose. If you look at these two sides, these two guys, vis-a-vis what they play, one of course is playing, he is a left-footed centre-back, and one is a right-footed centre-back. So this is a blend, this is a combination that will definitely give you the needed results, especially when it comes to the defensive formation. We're seeing this happening in top European clubs, where you have a left footer playing the centre back and the righter also playing in the centre back. So I think Mbas Mangudi is gradually getting this education right. He's getting his tactics right, and of course I must commend the fact that he has been able to trust some of his lieutenants, and of course bringing them into this particular very tough encounter against Doma United. So I think for me, I will give it to Lawrence. He has really been fantastic all through this afternoon.
Right, Plateau United must look inwards to make sure they don't give themselves some unnecessary calls there by the officials of the game. Say they must be careful when the opponents get the ball across or close to the box 18 yard. It could be dangerous. A free kick for Doma United now. The referee standing close to the ball, now taking the measurements for the players to get themselves up there. It's a free kick. Of course, anything can happen. It's the game of football. 1-0 the scoreline. 36 minutes of play between these two sides. And what exactly will be the chances of the Gombe-based team? Here was a free kick. Suraj Ayelesa gets the first attempt for the side into his hands. And here, of course, Ayelesa with a long throw now, finds Harrison Emma, the right flank. Harrison with the control, pushes forward with the ball confidently. It's a throw-in right now for the Plateau United side. Harrison to take a throw-in. Yeah, he does. Onovo, 2 players against him. It's a free kick against Doma United. So close to the box 18 yard. Plateau United. Sunday Anthony takes the ball to take the free kick. It's been a fascinating encounter, though less actions when it comes to creating big chances in this game. Plateau United have been able to get more and more. Well, we can see experienced players on this pitch. The likes of Jacob Manga, Samuel Enefiok, Nelson IBM on the pitch. It's a big surprise for the startup of this game. But of course, Coach Abubakar Bala knows better, being the new gaffer of the team. Here is Sonny Anthony now. What will he do with this? Crosses the ball. Another one! Plateau United 2. And now the son of Grace. The son of Grace, Barnabas, gets the second goal for Plateau United. It's Plateau United 2, Doma United 0 in this encounter. Steven is getting more shocking at the moment.
Yeah, Richard, I think this is a big opportunity for Plateau United and for Doma United. Unfortunately, I think the defensive line went to sleep, in my opinion, because when you have such an opportunity, the free kick was coming. The goalkeeper has done his best, so all you need to do is to have the defenders that can be on their toes to ensure that they clear the lines. But that was what they failed to do. And of course, kudos to Barnabas. He was just there and he was able to pick up that particular one and he scored immediately. So I think this is what you want to see from Plateau United. And for Doma United, that was a lackluster performance from the defensive line. I totally throw the blame on the defensive players, because they were not smart enough to be able to pick up the players who are free, especially in the 16-yard box. So it is almost going to be an impossible task for them, irrespective of the fact that the game of football, you cannot write it off until it is done and dusted. So kudos to Plateau United. However, for Gombe United, they need a quick response to be able to get back into this particular encounter.
The chances of getting the response might look so high. 2-0. 40 minutes of play. 2 goes down to Man United. What will be the response like? What will the response be like either? Lovely play there, but that wasn't calculated enough. Yeah, done at a level. The man with the opener. Yeah, you can see Plateau United trying to get the ball, but Doma United, someone left field goes down. It's a free kick for Doma United. The left field changes position now from the right flank to the left flank. It's a free kick now for Doma. And they're going back to the way they were before their win against Aqua United. And this will be 10 matches with just 1 win for them. Free kick taken. Doma United. It's an offside call there by the referee. The linesman raises his flag instead, early enough to have discovered that. Now Ayelesa Suraj, the man who has kept Canopilas, Kwara United, and the whole lot of top clubs in the NPFL with a free kick. Victor Dawa. Here is Sonny Anthony. It's pressure, and of course, Plateau United wins that through Anthony again. Beautiful play there from Lawrence Agbo. The confidence level so high for them. Now 2-0 Plateau United up. And United player down at the moment. That seems to be One of the most outstanding players in this game so far being brought down. We've not seen much of the outsiders in the past few minutes. 2 goals up, Plateau United. No doubts. It's been a chance for them to get something out of this whole play. There's Sonny Anthony, the man who is down at the moment, getting the attention of the medical team. Yeah, we have him going out to get full medical attention from the Plateau United medical team. Of course, it's still Plateau United. The weather, I think, kind of mild for the players. We've not witnessed the normal water break that was introduced, since after the AFCON on this pitch. Suraj Ayles over the ball now, plays it away. Leonard Silas tries to control the ball. That he didn't do very well. Kabiru now to Sunday Matthew. Yeah, we see an Effiok, the tall lanky striker, and there's a chance for them. Emmanuel Jesam, still Emmanuel Jesam, now changed position now. And Effiok still down. Now Yakubu Adams places to the flank. Leonard Silas, will he be able to get there? Unfortunately, no. Zali finds Zakari Boyi. Boyi on the ball. Plays the ball to the pack. Now see number 4, Jacob Manga. Samuel Matthew changes direction of the ball. Kabiru chases and loses out to Victor Dawa. Plateau United 3 against 3. Still Victor Dawa. And now Yakubu Adams. Oliver by side. But of course breaks the ball backward instead. Now starts Oliver, beats Manga, tries a ball, but of course that shot was nowhere. Poor communication. The nice Plateau United, and the third goal in this game. Amiri.
Yeah, I think they deserve to have done better. I think they deserve to also know exactly where their own colleagues are running through. So communication is always key in the game of football. I can see that probably the likes of Yakubu Adams are trying to overdo for me, because I expect him to be sitting probably at just at the edge of the defensive lineup, so that he can be able to give them that particular needed umbrella. Yes, he's adventurous, he loves going forward, he loves scoring goals, but I think that could really be detrimental for Plateau United. Should of course Bala be able to read this particular encounter and transmit his game into playing from the flanks, I think they will really have difficulty. I must say, Richard, as well, the likes of Kabiru as well as Manga have been completely closed down by Plateau United midfield, so they're having really a difficult time trying to get the ball around their own team as it stands.
Matthew with a long ball there, and we'll lose with a chance. Lovely clearance, beautiful one there. Zachary Boy tries something new, and of course Jimmy Ambrose to the response. It's a corner kick now for Doma United. Yeah, they are to take the corner kick. Doma United with the first corner of the game. And will this be a chance for them? And that was wayward play there from the Doma United player. Not really impressive, nothing close to impressive, I must say. Plateau United player down, the referee having a word with him. Here he's up again. Onovo, the man with the opener. Anthony back into the game. Plateau United now complete. Suraj Ayles on to take a goal kick now for Plateau United. And here is Suraj. Takes that one, long one there. Lovely header there. Beautiful clearance. The ball play on. Kabiru Tijani. Changes direction of the ball. Itodo to the response. And here is a throw-in now. And it says it's been a long while. We saw Plateau United take the lead. 45 minutes already of play. What will be the other time like for the team? Plateau United still in charge despite a challenge. Beautiful play there. Leonard Silas tries to get that, but unfortunately The defender stops him. Yeah, we'll see NPFL goes down offside. A foul there against Samuel NPFL. Was with a threat to the Plateau United defender, but they've been able to curtail all he could actually bring or present into the game. It's the first 45 minutes, some couple of minutes. The referee will call the game to rest, where the both teams will have to meet their bosses or their gaffers in the dressing room. It's match day live here at the Zaire Stadium in the city of Jos, known as the Jos International Stadium. Ayeleso, beautiful header from Adams Yakubu, and it's a free kick now for Doma United. First half almost coming to an end, Miri, and it seems like it's going to end this way. But what should we expect in the second half? Nelson Abiam on the bench, of course. Plateau United Sampam Jr. also on the bench. Here is a chance. There was silence in the box. It's in yard now. Tries something, tries to beat the defender. Now we're seeing this man. Oh no, that was a weak one. No coordination. The match nearly going to half-time. What will you say we should expect in the second half?
Yeah, of course, Richard, I'll be expecting to see the likes of Nelson being introduced in this particular encounter. Already, they know exactly that it's really going to be a difficult one for them to be able to overturn this particular deficit. It's 2 goals to nothing as it stands, so it's really going to be difficult. Of course, Plateau United too as well, they understand the fact that goals will really be needed in this particular encounter. So if I were in their shoes, I would be able to get more and more goals in this particular game.
Long one there from Sunday Anthony, but of course goes wide. Score line still 2 goals to nil. 2 goals. Plateau United takes the lead. And of course, at this point, it's whether the team will be able to come back in the second half is what we will be waiting for to see. Here is the Doma United side trying to get something done, and Toto comes to the rescue with that ball clearance there. Doma United, Jacob Manga, Kabiru, still Kabiru again on the ball. Long ball there, and it's a throw-in. What a wonderful one there from RC. Plays it to touch on the player. Well, 4 minutes of added time into the first half. Miri, 4 minutes of added time. At this point, should any change occur in the 4 minutes of added time?
Yeah, I think this is quite interesting. I haven't seen so much, of course, on the delay tactics here in this particular encounter. And I must give kudos, of course, to the opponents talking about Doma United. Richard, I must confess, I appreciate their tenacity. I appreciate their persistence as well. Most of the times in the NPFL, sometimes when you see teams losing, they seem not to be so much disturbed about the fact that they are getting so much being bashed. However, this side, being of course, trailing by 2 goals to nothing, you can see their level of resistance, you can see their level of persistence, still going forward to see if they can be able to get something just before the end of the first half. So I think I must give it to them. Just a couple of changes in the second half can be able to turn the tide and then do the little magic we're expecting. But then I don't think it's really over, because Doma United will come up smoking in the second half.
Unovo now on the side, tries to beat the defender, finds Yakubu Adams. Adams goes turn around now. Now we'll save this man, Victor Dawa. Play on the referee says ball advantage now for Plateau United. Doma United wins the ball. It's a free kick against Victor Dawa. Kabiru Tijani plays it. Oh no, we'll have to go away from the ball now. Now we'll see Doma United, Jacob Manga. It's a throw-in now for Doma United. What will be the difference when the two sides comes back, or when they come back from the dressing room, walking down through the tunnel? Ayeleso now doing something dangerous, grab the ball instead. Fans cheering him up. Yeah, we can see Itodo. Silas tried something, but couldn't get close to the ball. Yeah, Plateau United trying to secure the 2 goals they've scored in the first 45 minutes of play. Yeah, we see Aliu this time finds Boyi. Boyi tries to play the ball out to find an attacker, but unfortunately that didn't go as planned. Well, I've not really seen that Itodo switching position when it comes to throwing today. Should we say the coach might actually be tired of that tactics of trying to get a goal through long throws?
Probably, I agree with you, and of course I believe so much this might be coming from the coach's instruction. You can see that he has really been disciplined this afternoon. He has really stood to, of course, he's not changing so much position, and then of course he's playing in the back four this time around this afternoon. So I think Richard, the man is really having a very good day on that particular flank, because that's his favorite position. Irrespective of the fact that we've seen him played in the back three a couple of weeks ago, but now playing the back four, I think that's a huge one for Daniel Itodo. And of course, not switching so much, coming to the corner kicks. I beg your pardon, coming to the throw-ins to make those kind of long throws. Now, Richard, let me give you to the opponents quickly before we go on the break, because of the fact that the opponents have understood the fact that Itodo has that particular power to be able to throw the ball and can cause a lot of commotion in their 18-yard box. So they might probably have contained the fact that they don't want to give them throw-ins just in their own half or at the edge of their own box. So I think tactically Bala has gotten this very right, and he's doing a very good job, not giving Plateau United so much as when it comes to throwing in their own half.
Right, the referee has called the game to a rush. The first 45 minutes done and dusted here at the Jos Stadium in the city of Jos, the Tin City, the Cold City, whichever one. It's 2-0 for Plateau United, one known as the Peace Boys against Doma United. Well, Plateau United have taken their chances and converted just 2 of them. Doma United are yet to create more chances at the same time convert any of the ones they've made so far. Well, disappointing first half for Abubakar Bala and his boys. Coach Brassman Good will have to go have a pep talk with his boys also. Likewise, Abubakar Bala of Doma United. Well, it's been a wonderful encounter in the first 45 minutes, and of course it's not the end, but of course just a break for the two teams to go into the dressing room. Just before we go, Delano Novo and Barnabas Daniel are the 2 players who have gotten the goal so far. Not to forget, NPFL Live is brought to you by Proper Sports Africa, supported by MTN, the home of football, and NairaBet, the home of sports betting. Well, for those in diaspora, streams are powered by Africa Sports Network. Well, it's match day live in the city of Jos. First half done and dusted. Let's take a rest or return. It's going to be more on the game. Well, it's first 45 minutes.
Alright, a big thank you to, of course, Richard. That was a huge one. Of course, a good game so far, so good. The stadium is really bubbling, of course, and the fans are really cheering their own players, because this is a sound of good news for them, having seen them lost against Aqua United a couple of weeks ago. So a fantastic display for Plateau United, not a forgettable experience, of course, for Doma United. Or hopefully they can be able to come back and get their acts back and be able to get this map to points, these 2 goals deficits. I mean, of course, are back and be able to get at least a good result out of this particular encounter. So join us shortly when we go return on this particular break.
The stadium there at Road where the game between United and Plateau United. It's been witnessed 2-0 the scoreline is after first 45 minutes. Of course, getting into this next 45 minutes will be a series of display of actions. From the look of things, the Plateau United side not starting with most of the regulars and been able to show much quality in the game so far. Over to United, most of it brightly, but some point the brightness could not kill the balance in the game. While Richard Barrow, of course, from here from 101.9 the city. It's about the game here in the city of Jos, where Plateau United, after 350 matches, are back taking the lead as usual. Remember the last time they played the game in the stadium against Aqua United. It was quite disappointing for the team as they lost to Aqua United. They came back. Well, one goal now to make it 2-1. Impressive outing, I must say, for the side. And of course, the players need to do more for the side. Plateau United from the league of things ready to get the roulette with the likes of Champagne Jr. sitting on the bench. What's the real quality of Alex and Angel when he comes into the game? 2 goals scored, 1 from Beleninovo, which was the 3rd minute. While much later, Barnabas Hano with number 2 to keep the group of Plateau United alive. There is football, anything can happen after the first, after the first 45 minutes, we have the 7:45 minutes. But of course, if 2 goals can be scored in the first 45 minutes, more can be scored in the second. So the quality of the coaches, Abubakar Bala and Barcelona is what we will see live on the stadium. In the row, and the Spurs will move over to the DJ to give us a good sound as we continue more events as it goes down in other match plays. Matches continuing in the NPFL. First, this very match day, with the Plateau United, we see them go up to third position. Of course, without the possible, that's going to see them into 16th position. Like United was struggling away to win the league from the 7th page for the National Division 30 after defeating Aqua United. It's a long day for them. Let's wait to see what the two sides will play. Anyway, DJ Dennis, give us some good music. Thank you.
All right, so once again, good afternoon and welcome back to the of course, International Stadium, the venue, of course, of match day 29 between Plateau United and, of course, Doma United. This is the second half of the encounter, and as you all know, of course, or rather, if you're just joining us, you haven't missed much, of course, because of the fact that we have another 45 minutes to play. The game actually ended 2-0 in favor of the Peace Boys, and there you have it. Plateau United, starting from my right to left. Richard, it's good to have you back. This is another encounter, of course. It promises to be explosive, as Doma United will be looking forward to get back into this particular encounter.
Of course, it's actually my boy Plateau United taking, this time around, the kickoff in the second half. It's a brilliant one. We are on the way, and it is one of those moments, one of those times where we want to see good football. Second half actually has more of the pressure. When it comes to football, it has more of the attention, because this is the moment where you decide if you deserve the 3 points or you will need to work hard to get something much better. Well, this is one of the matches you need to see, of course, and it's brought to you by NPFL Live. Is brought to you by Plateau Sport Africa, supported by MTN, the home of football, and NairaBet, the home of sports betting. For those in the diaspora, just to let you know that by Sports Network, and it is Sunday Anthony making it 3-4 Plateau United against Doma United. This is becoming humiliating in the second 45 minutes, less than 2 minutes of play. It is a goal for Plateau United. 3-0, Plateau United up from now. Miri, what will you have to say?
I mean, Richard, this is really a blockbuster performance for Plateau United. Just coming out of the dressing room and getting this particular goal. I think this is a huge one for Plateau United. Now, for Doma United, they have a mountain to climb. It means they have to score. They have to score, and they have to score again to be able to restore, of course, this game back to parity. And guess what? The goal scorer for me is the man for me, because we haven't seen Sunday Anthony getting into the score sheet as well. So it's good to have him in the score sheet this afternoon. And Richard, quickly, we also discussed how Doma United were able to contain Plateau United, not giving Daniel Ichodo that opportunity to get those particular long throw-ins. Now he has gotten one, and of course they have maximized the opportunity. So kudos to the Peace Boys. Let's hope they get more and more of the advantage in this particular encounter.
Daniel Ichodo with that opportunity there. He gave out the throw-in, and of course opportunity used wisely. The coach probably is back to his tactics. He saw the game in the first half, went back to the dressing room and said, maybe at this point we need it. We need that moving avoiding. We need a long throw. We need everything. Well, Lawrence Agbo down, now seeking attention of the media, getting it at the moment. I will have to excuse the pitch for them to be able to get things done the right way. Well, it's Plateau United 3, Doma United 0. What a Saturday, what a weekend for Doma United. If Plateau United manages to score one more goal, it's the spelling of Doma. Completely. Do you see that's coming anytime soon?
Well, Richard, that's quite a funny one anyway. But then I think you understand the fact that they just need to keep discipline. I've been disciplined on this pitch this afternoon talking about Doma United. When you concede so much goals in this kind of fixture, I think it will be really difficult. And I'm quite surprised about the fact that this was the same lineup that actually defeated Akwa United a couple of days ago, apart from the likes of Nelson, who has actually been dropped on the bench for Effiong. So I think really big surprise for me, because I expect them to put up that particular same performance, put up that particular discipline. And then looking at the journey, sometimes when you begin to look at the logistical aspect, you feel okay, the weather is of even more of advantage to Doma United, because they are coming from a city where they are so used to this particular weather, unlike the boys here in Jos. But I think I must say a huge kudos to Plateau United. They have been able to see that this game doesn't become very difficult for them, because we've seen how they've had a very poor run of results in their last 3 fixtures. So a win for them this afternoon will definitely spur them up going into their next fixture.
Well, it seems that early substitution might take place here in the second half. We can see Farouk and Sampam Jr. standing close, waiting for them actually to come into the pitch of play. It's a free kick now for Doma United. Foul against Jimmy Ambrose. Foul from Jimmy Ambrose. And whistle against Plateau United. Free kick to be taken. The referee blows for the free kick. Doma United will this be a direct free kick crossing. And it tends to be a direct one. The intention clear there, but a corner kick. Onovo was the man who deflected the ball away. And substitution to be done. Daniel Onovo will make it way forward. Sam Palm Jr., the man who got the opener in the game, will have to excuse the game, while Lawrence Agbo will be coming out for Farouk this time. Well, let's talk about the substitution. Lawrence Agbo, probably injury threatened, has been asked to leave the game, at this time. But let me just ask you this: would this actually affect checking his height of the game and going defensively at this point with Jimmy Ambrose? Should this be an advantage now for the opponent, that's the Man United, to roll out there and get probably a consolation for themselves or more?
Yeah, Richard, I think whenever there is a substitution, especially in the defensive line, there's always been, of course, there's always that particular level of a little bit of lack of communications. Maybe, yes, if the team has not actually been playing together, but this is a team that's been together all through the season. So I am not really expecting them to have so much difficulty in this particular encounter, irrespective of the fact that Lawrence Agbo has been pulled out because of an injury scare, and also for the likes of Sampal Jr. coming into on the pitch as well. Now it tells you that Plateau United has a lot of options, especially when it comes to attacking forward. So it's really going to be a difficult time for Doma United now. It means the likes of Basman is not still satisfied.
Offside there. Or was that an offside? It was more like an interception there.
Yeah, I think it was an offside. Of course, the AR2 he actually got a man spot on. He had to go in and come back again. You can see, from the signal from the referee. So I think it's a good call for me. Yeah, good call.
All right. Plateau United with a throw in now. The referee calling the attention. Having double balls on the pitch. Doma United with a throw in instead. The header now taken away. Still Doma United trying to get something from this game. Maybe the best I've been looking out for might be 1 point. Well, it's the game of football. Anything can still happen. They have to score. They have to score again and score again to level times fast. But before then, what can they do to bring those goals into life? What can they do to bring those goals into life? Well, Plateau United at this point back to the three-man defensive line. Jimmy Ambrose having Addison Eba and Daniel Todo. While we see Farouk playing from the flank now. The position where that man Novo was taken out from. Sam Pam Jr. and the midfield right now. There is a long ball there from Zali. Confidently played by Jimmy Ambrose. Now we see Samuel Matthew changes direction of the ball now. Lovely play there. Beats Sam Pam Jr. No doubt about that. Still with Doma United. Yakubu Adams runs into him, and that was the claim there. Itodo, Sam Pam. So throwing down for Plateau United. Amazing time, amazing moments on the pitch of play. Here is the other man. It's a throw-in now. Itodo, the man everyone waited for. First and the second half, he did that, and it was the third goal of the game. Will it be another goal for Itodo? And then for Plateau United through the throw-in of Itodo. Well, an amazing start. I must tell you, Plateau United have kept in this game. It's a throw-in now for Plateau United. Farouk running close, trying to stress, and of course it's going to be a long throw-in. Long throw. And here is a long throw there. That was too much. Barnabas. Farouk with the ball there. And no one for the rebounds. Lovely attempt. We hardly see that in games like this. Davide Tono, Nerod Silas, energetic there. Faces two, but passes the ball to Victor Dawa. Dawa with a try out there. Zali with a goal kick now to play. Well, interesting. There was a long ball there. That is one of the one there. Manga with the pass. Manga still in the ball. One of the most outstanding midfielders, for this side. Talk about Doma United. Lovely clearance there through the head. Here is still Doma United in charge. Doma United. Itodo with a header still. Beautiful work from Victor Dawa. Throwing better. Number 22 man for the side. On the pitch. That's Safir Al Yusuf. Lovely play there. Here is Nerod Silas. Beautiful, still in. Okay, now throwing. Plateau United. Still line of play.
Yeah, Richard, I think I'm quite impressed by Victor Dawa. Honestly speaking, when I saw him in the beginning of the game, of course, I was quite a little bit skeptical about the fact that he's been selected to start this particular game against the likes of Umar Mohammed. But then, I think he has justified his selection into this particular squad. You can see that the level at which he has played so far so good. He has been able to watch over the defense and he has been able to become that particular umbrella for that particular back four, especially in the first half, giving now the likes of Yakubu Adams the opportunity to make that particular adventurous movement off forward. So I think it is justifiable that Victor Dawa can really cement a place in this particular lineup. So no doubt about it. Let's see what happens in the next fixture.
Yakubu Adams! Yakubu Adams! What an opportunity means a golden opportunity. I think he did his best, but his best wasn't good enough. Yakubu Adams, the man who has taken away from his natural defensive midfield position to play the attacking midfield, doing extremely well. You can just see how he managed to beat the defender, beats the goalkeeper, but unfortunately, the more shot he was on could not lead him to take the ball into the goal post. Though he had roundabouts down there close to him, but of course he chose to play the ball out instead.
Yeah, Richard, I think there are things that are actually forgivable. So this one is forgivable because of the fact that Plateau United are 3 goals up. You can imagine if Plateau United were really trailing, he wouldn't actually afford to miss this kind of opportunity. I must give it to him as well. We were just talking about this combination. Alongside Victor Dawa, and you can see how adventurous that particular defensive midfielder has become. If he can be able to beat the last man, finishing will always be a problem, Richard. That's why I said some of these things are forgivable. Imagine if it were a natural centre forward, we wouldn't have actually, wouldn't have actually forgiven him this particular, miss. But then a huge one, a good opportunity for Plateau United. We wish they were actually taking that particular one, but unfortunately, that particular opportunity was actually wasted by the likes of talking about Yakubu Adams. So forgivable sin, yes, in my opinion.
Plateau United missed chance now created. Lovely header there from Jimmy Ambrose. We must say this man has gotten his confidence back. Hitting the defense line this time around. It's more the man, but the number 14 man, Emmanuel Jessam, was brought down with a header of the Plateau United defender. Well, it's been impressive for them, impressive for everyone so far in the Plateau United jersey, play from the right to the left. Doma United trying to do everything possible to get themselves something better, but unfortunately, it's not being as expected. Sani Suleiman just on the side, trying to get himself on the pitch. Probably he might be able to change out for the side. Who knows? Well, we can see how it's going now. Number 10 man for the side. Ochai Manuel, the part of Usman Musa. Here is Usman Musa again. Usman Musa could not get that one. Here is a lovely play there. Sampam Jr. could not get that into line. It's a throwing for Doma United. The pressure now has been mounted on Plateau United. Can this be the consolation?
Yeah, Richard, I think if I were Bala Mohammed, I would take the gamble. Of course, gamble in what sense? Gamble in the sense that at 3 goals to nothing, I have nothing to lose. So I will commit more bodies into the 18-yard box. I will commit more players going off forward. I will take up a sort of a defensive formation, bring in players that can be able to go forward. They need to reduce this deficit. This is the NPFL. A lot of goals are being scored. Goals counts a lot. If you're relegation threatening, you need to score goals. If you want to finish in the top 3, you need to score goals. So I will take the risks, allow more players to go into the opponent's box. Unfortunately for them, they have not been able to do that. Plateau United have been more solid defensively. You can see about 7 to 8 players back behind the ball whenever Plateau United is defending. So I think it's really going to be difficult for them. Tactically, Plateau United have been better. Of course, going forward as well, they have been better because, of course, you can see the results as it is shown here. So it is obvious that Plateau United are more adventurous going forward in this particular encounter. So I hope he can be able to commit more players going forward in this particular game as well.
Interesting, yeah, to see Ambrose now building from the back. Lovely play there. Was the outside? Oh yes, Farouk, a very fast and pacey player. He saw that one. Lovely combination between Victor Dawa and that of Farouk. Just that he was offside. It might have actually been the most embarrassing moment for Zali. Abdullah Zali has considered 3 goals here on the pitch of play. Well, it is that moment, that time. Free kick taken quickly. Just errors bring goals sometimes. Sometimes good tactics and good skills of play bring the goals. The game of football. Lovely control there. Yeah, you can see the pacey Farouk going forward. Barnabas, and penalty. The referee says no. The referee says no. Penalty. The play on. Plateau United denied one there. Harrison put on the run down and loses that one. Harrison gets the ball instead. Not a good decision for the player. And here is that man again, skillful. But of course, that was too much for him to chase. Talking about Farouk, who is showing the skill here. The first time he's playing a tournament this season for Plateau United. Giving us what we've not seen a couple of times there.
I feel Farouk has actually become a revelation since coming on. He has really been doing a yeoman's job on that particular flank. You can see the pace he has injected into the team as well. So, of course, maybe he will reduce the pressure on Nerod Silas because Nerod has actually been the man to watch out for in this particular fixture. So, know that about it, Richard. He is really going to be a thorn in the flesh for the defensive side of Doma United.
Being the man, but we have to see more. We have to see much about that man, Nerod Silas. I was saying he might get a goal in this game from the look of things because they know how dangerous it could be. But at the same time, no big chance from Nerod Silas, and of course, no goal scored yet by him.
Yeah, I think I was actually looking at the combination, and of course, the kind of players that are particularly playing behind the striker. So for me, we haven't seen him getting that particular clear-cut chance to be able to finish as well. However, Richard, his presence on the pitch of play is a big threat to any defense. We saw him in the first half bringing some sort of flashes, especially in the first 20 minutes of this particular fixture. And of course in the second half as well, he has particularly been closer. You can see the way he's trying to drift into the midfield to be able to get more and more on the ball. So if I were the midfielders, of course I will get Nerod Silas the ball, get the ball to him, bring him into the play, and of course he can be able to do the magic.
The man we just finished talking about now, Sampam Jr. from Nerod Silas. That was blocked. It's a corner kick now for Plateau United. Corner kick for Plateau United. Sampam Jr. goes to the ball. Will they be able to make something out of this? That's the question now, only to be answered from the corner kick position. Here is 8. Oh no, headed away. Lovely play there. Still on the run. Goes down. Victor Dawa brings him down. The referee, yellow card for Victor Dawa. Had no choice but to bring him down. Was that a good decision, having a couple of defenders waiting for him?
I think it is more like a communication issue. Yes, for me, Victor Dawa, he picks one for the team, but then there are 3 goals three goals up. So if there's anything, if there's anything that we can talk about is the fact that both of them were able to close down the striker immediately. But then picking a yellow card for the team, I think is not a bad idea for me, because Victor Dawa has really been massive in this particular encounter. I hope he gets to get more time. I hope he gets more of the opportunity to be able to stay in this particular first 11 at the moment.
Well, it's free kick now. Let's see exactly what might happen. And unfortunately, Suraj Ayaleso gets that into his hands. The Man United struggling so hard to get something out of nothing, to see if they could actually mark out something good. Itodo now. And here is it. Throwing now for Plateau United. Itodo walking majestically to the ball. Will Plateau United add more to the rules of this side? Plateau United really add more to the rules of this side. Quite interesting and incredible. And Sam Pam Jr. Lovely play there, Anthony. Leroy Silas now brought down. The referee says no foul there. Not to forget, NPFL Live is brought to you by Proper Sport Africa, supported by MTL, the home of football, and Mera Bets, the home of sports betting. For those of the diaspora, just to let you into the fact that our streams are powered by Africa Sports Network. As it stands, Plateau United will this win. If we manage to win this game, we'll go 4th position ahead of Rebel Stars, who are currently having 46 points. And we'll be 1 point behind Novi Stars of Makadi and Aimba. Rangers International tops the table, 51 points. Having played 10 games now and gone unbeaten. It's been a great time for Fidelis Emichukwu and his boys, and how they've been able to manipulate themselves through both home and away in the second half of the season. Here is Sam Pam Jr. now. Here we see Adams. Lovely shot there. That was not close to the goalkeeper at all. There was a great intention. Alex Enejo might come into the field of play anytime. Header now. Samuel Matthew, very outstanding midfielder for Doma United. Lovely header. Sam Pam Jr. back to Itodo. Allows that for a throw-in now. Doma United getting an opportunity, and this time it's Samuel Matthew with the throw. Crossing there. Sani Suleiman finds his teammates. Here is Jacob Manga. Manga also finds his teammates. Long ball there, nobody, no one to chase. Goal kick for Plateau United. 2 players standing on the sidelines for substitution. Alex Enejo and Bernard Mundi. What kind of creativity bring into this game? 3-0 up Plateau United already.
Well, I think Bosman Good is trying to be very, of course, efficient going forward. You can see at the level at which he's bringing on the likes of Bernard Mundi, who has had a couple of goals in the NPFL through this season. Unfortunately, he has been unlucky with injury setbacks. So it's good to see him fit. It's good to have him back as well. And talking about the likes of Alex Enejo, Richard, you agree with the fact that he is more like a revelation on this particular ground. He has scored about 2 straight goals in 2 goals in 2 straight fixtures for the Peace Boys. So a big opportunity, of course, has presented itself for him. Let's see if he can be able to maximize his opportunity and, of course, get more engaged in this particular side.
Right, as it stands, Yakubu Adams have been shown the way out for Alex Enejo. He will find his way out. One of the most outstanding players in this game today. Not playing from his natural position, defensive midfielder, of course. attacking midfield we've seen him play. And guess what? There's so much quality there. With the big chance he missed, of course, the lanky midfielder showing how good he could actually be. The fast cheering Barnabas, Daniel, the man who got the second goal, coming out Alex Anejo. Mundo Bernard now finds his way in. Alex Anejo also finds his way in. New crop of players in this game. The other players, the fans cheering them both for an excellent performance.
Yeah, I think Richard, it's good to have some fresh legs. And you can see Bernard Mundi on the ball now. You see, of course, he has spotted the run of Farouk. Can he get that? Farouk does that. Can he finish? Oh my goodness.
Alex Anejo nearly got a goal for himself, and unfortunately, Victor Doma with a chance.
It's just one time, one moment. Plateau United in 2 minutes kept the crowd loud, kept the players abreast, kept the opponents wondering what was happening. At the end of the day, no goal. Farouk had the last chance, but played it wide instead. What an atmosphere, what a game as well. I think, Richard, this is what you want to see in the NPFL. What a fascinating performance, what a combination up front as well. You can see that the new boys have just been brought in, are making a huge impact just within a minute. That is what you want to see. This is when we talk about squad depth, of course, for the Peace Boys. A big chance for opportunity for a chance for Plateau United rather, but then the opportunity was not used at all. What an opportunity for Plateau United.
2 chances to make it 4 goals now, but they've thrown away, 2 of those chances, the 2 chances. Let's see what gets down to this one. Sunday Anthony now beats 2, goes in and out of the box. It's in yard, crosses the ball in now, and Sapan tries something. Unfortunately, couldn't go past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Well, it's time for goal kick now. Plateau United gets under pressure on the visitors. A disappointing outing for Doma United. Abubakar Bala not really impressed with what his side is given at the moment. This is one of the most disastrous games I would say they've played in recent times. Doma United in the first half were a threat to all the teams, but unfortunately coming to the second round of this NPFL encounter, they've not been able to show that much quality we saw in the first round, winning just 1 game in the last 9 encounters. And what will happen if they lose this one? The game number 10 for them and win just 1 for them. Very poor performance. Harrison Eba passes the ball to Suraj Ayaleso. And again plays the ball out. Suraj. Plateau United with a chance. Bernard Mooney now. And he loses it out to the opponents. There we see Sani Suleiman. Lovely play there this time. The 17th man tries to go forward. Harrison Eba stops him. And yellows the pacey winger. Finds Anejo now. Sampam runs to the ball or gives up on his way. Was too much for him, I suppose. Tries his best, but unfortunately could not get to be among the best. Throw in. Lovely header there. But the referee instead gives a free kick against Itodo. On the ball to Itodo from Sampam Jr. Sampam gets in the game. Itodo tries to beat the player. Brought down to throw in now. The referee says no foul, but throwing for Doma United. Here is a throw in now, still for Doma United. Sunday Anthony plays that one away. Doma United don't mind the pressure, still not coming all out to see if they could get something, like I used to say, out of nothing. Here is one man, and there's a chance for Doma United. That was actually intercepted. It's a corner kick now for Doma United. The Doma side must do everything possible to probably get the consolation home, to show that the efforts were not wasted here in the city of Jos. All indication shows that the game has gone far. Well, how far it has gone is not just a matter of time, but the scoreline at the same time. Yeah, the medical attention. Players, Itodo, Nana Itodo brought down. The man who intercepted the ball there. Oh, not Nana Itodo. Here is the Plateau United side. From this point, what we're seeing is like the pressure has changed its direction. Now the wheel of pressure is now on, the Plateau United side, with Doma United now trying to do everything possible to get a consolation. What mistake or what's the possibility of you getting to see Plateau United defense make one error and that might lead to a goal?
Yeah, Richard, I think basically I said it earlier that Doma United at this particular moment have nothing to lose. So all they need to do is to commit more men up front and go and get that particular goal. You see, a goal, it can actually make a big difference in this particular fixture. Reason behind this, we have seen even in the most experienced, the big leagues in the world, we've seen teams coming back from 3 goals to nothing, 4 goals to nothing to be able to pick up at least a point. So there's every possibility, but then the possibility depends on how they can be able to get this goal as fast as possible.
Harrison Eba, the man who was brought down there, man who intercepted and of course got injured. Seeking the attention of the medical team now. Lovely header, cleared away. Here is still another header there from the Plateau United box. Alex Anejo tries to get that, and still Alex Anejo. Lovely touch there, and that was played wide to save. A player could chase, but of course was too much. Harrison Evans seeking permission to get back into the game. The referee tells him to wait a little. I think having some problems with his waist and looking like one who might continue the game. Here is one of the moments, one of the time. We will say, and they throw in now. I think there was a foul there, push there. Doma United to get that one done. Throw in instead. Will they be able to do something? That was a foul throw in there. That was taken now by Plateau United. Itodo leaves the ball for Harrison Eba to go there and have a retake. Plateau United looking very much comfortable with the results, 3-0. But maybe sometimes the game of football, magics happen, miracles happen. You can't tell how it happens, but of course, they do happen.
Yeah, a miracle happens, of course. Upset happens as well. So it's 3 goals to nothing. It's not yet done. So anything can really happen in this game. But Richard, you have to see how promising is the Doma United side, how eager, and of course how tenacious are they to be able to get back into this particular encounter. I think those are my biggest questions. I haven't seen them becoming the threats. I've been creating that particular threatening opportunity against the Peace Boys. They've not really been biting so hard for me to be able to give them a possibility of getting even a goal, and then of course coming back to level 3 goals to nothing. I think this is really an uphill task for them. We said it earlier, once you concede 3 goals, it means you have a mountain to climb against a team that has been so disciplined. Surat also hasn't had so much of threats in his own yard, so I don't think it's really a big issue for Plateau United as it stands, because they seem to be cruising home with this particular victory, because 3 goals to nothing will really be difficult for Doma United to be able to make any meaningful impact so far in this particular game.
Right, the game of football of course still on, and it's the two sides now who are showing the much quality they have. Over 30 minutes of play played already on this pitch in the second half. Tells you a total of over 70 minutes have been played in this game today. Sonny Anthony now. Anthony finds Sampam Jr. Anthony still now to Victor Dawa. Now Sampam Jr. And of course taken away from him. The number 10 man now goes forward. Yet we'll see Manga finds his teammates in flank. Itodo all alone, changes direction now to Jimmy Ambrose, who finds Sulaja Eleso. ILS are also skillfully holding onto the ball. Here is the experienced goalkeeper. Suraj now finds Harrison. Harrison pushes forward this time. Finds Nenot Silas. Nenot Silas on the ball still. Goes forward. Alex and Edjo, Nenot Silas. And that was intercepted to be a corner kick. The defender doesn't really trust his goalkeeper at this point. Should we actually agree on that?
Yeah, I think when it comes to that kind of opportunity, you wouldn't allow Nero Salas to take even a step ahead of you. I salute the fact that Plateau United have been very, very more, of course, creative going forward. And then for the centre defender, I think that was a perfect job for me. If I were in the position, I would do the same as well, because you are on the back foot, 3-0. You can't afford to just concede more goals. And of course, Richard, I must salute the likes of Victor Dawa as well. Victor Dawa has been virtually everywhere for me on the pitch of play. And look at his vision, the way he has been able to man the midfield, the way he has been able to distribute the ball so smoothly, and then number of complete passes he has been able to make going forward. I think this is choice, another player that Plateau United will be relying on as the season gets probably to the end.
Right, from the look of things now, that was a foul from Sunday Anthony. So sad there. This result not really looking well for the Doma United side, trying to stop Plateau United from getting more of the goals, while at the same time they are not getting, like I said earlier, for them to get back into the game they will have to score again, and of course score once again to get back into the game level terms. And they come back, have the possibility they can score 4 times. Will they be able to do that? Well, that's why the game is, but the chances, and yeah, that wasn't it. Here is Harrison Eba. Yeah, we got safe. That man now, Alex and Edjo finds the loop. The referee says offside. The referee says foul instead. Not offside, but foul. Well, of course, think this game, with the much action, of course, you expect officiating sometimes to go wrong with a level of pressure from the both teams.
Yeah, I think the officiating has been top notch. The centre referee has been on top of his game. Remember, we discussed about it earlier, talking about the wealth of experience. So we're having 2 officials who are coming from Sokoto State, and of course 1 from Kaduna State as well. So I think he has been on top of his game so far, so good. We haven't seen so much of complaints. We haven't seen so much of wrong calls, irrespective of the fact that this game involves human beings. So for the officials, top performance so far, so good, Richard.
Right, is the chance now. Offside flag raised already, but the player didn't see that. Of course, that was an offside. Well, chance he had, but of course still not taken correctly. Here we have Race. Of course, Abdullah Zari, the goalkeeper, plays this one long now out. Headed there. It's a free kick. Alba Leo has been quite busy in this game also. Of course, the job Yusuf to take a free kick now. Yeah, we see Yusuf. Take the free kick. And that's that. But of course, ILS on with the grab there. Holds on to that. Right, it's the long ball away now. Beautiful play there. Yeah, you got to see Sunday Anthony, not all the time in this fashion. Benan Mundi now finds Silas. Silas on the ball, 1-on-1 with the defender, goes into the box, AC Young, safer place of play, and the deflected. Silas still in control of the ball, having some pump goes in and finds some pump with the ball instead. Sampam beating there, and here is a tackle going well. Sonny has it with a foul. The referee had dipped his hands into his pocket and finding something, calling him, of course, and giving him warning or so. Free kick to be taken. Yusuf to take the free kick again. What leaves this one away now for Awalo Abubakar, the man with the number 6 jersey. Plateau United with a substitution. Nelrod Silas out. And that man, Victor Makalala, finds his way in. Yusuf, Anthony, Makalala. Long ball from Makalala. Offside, the referee says that was to Young Palm. It was a Victor Palm. Beg your pardon, Sam Palm Jr. Let's quickly hear from you, Miri. Makalala coming into this game. Wholly changed the stance of the game as it stands.
Yeah, I think he just have to contribute his own quota. He has a wealth of experience of going forward, and of course, bringing a player like Nero Salas. I think Nero has done super fantastic for me all through this game. We haven't seen him get that particular assist. We haven't seen him get that particular goal, but we've seen a massive contribution in this particular encounter. So let's see what, of course, Makalala will be able to bring into this particular fixture. Just as I said, he's got a wealth of experience, and then of course, maybe this would just be another selection headed for the gaffer, talking about our coach Investment, because he has a chunk of experienced players in his own squad.
Well, let's see. And here is a chance, a golden chance, not well utilized by this side. Well, I must say, a busy day in office for this side. It's more like a stool in the pack for some others. Or will they be able to replicate the goodies they offer each time they play like this? And here is 8. Long ball there, goal kick taken. Mundi, the strong attacker there, couldn't get across this player. Jacob Manga with a run there. Lovely play. And now Energon with the ball. Finds Makalala. Makalala pushes forward now with the ball. Makalala now finds Sampam Jr. Sampam on the left flank now. Tries to beat the player, but that was a wrong call there. As the player quickly runs to his front. And that is a goal kick instead. I think Sampam Jr. actually had the chance to have actually done better in that very area.
Yeah, I think he overpushed the ball, and of course the defender was so smart enough to be able to get into, between him and the ball. So that's what we call in football, body between the man and the ball. So he has to just take Sampam off completely. And we saw how the defender had to somersault over the pitch corner, but then it's good to have him back. He's healthy, and of course he's ready to go as well. So I think for Doma United, I'm still giving them kudos, because I have not seen them defending Richard. This is massive, because it's unlike other teams that haven't conceded goals. They just prefer to sit back and not to concede more goals, but they are still trying to see if they can be able to get something out of this particular fixture.
Right, yeah, we got to see Sampam Jr., Itodo, and then Joel Sampam Jr., but that didn't go as planned. Sani Suleiman gets that ball instead. Yusuf now finds Samuel Matthew. So Matthew calls to the referee's attention. The referee gives him the free kick. Sometimes such calls are necessary. Here we get to see Sani Suleiman again. Yusuf. Here is Anthony Makalala. Makalala stops the ball. And that was a lovely through pass there to Ben Mundi, but that didn't go through. Here is Jimmy Ambrose tries to block that man, and he does that successfully. Suraj Ayeleso buying time for his side. Suraj Ayeleso waiting to know how many minutes of extra time will be added to this game in the second 45 minutes. And that's Makalala with the control, but offside. The linesman calls that. Well, it's been fantastic here in the city of Jos. Consultation being done and only minute to be added. Header there. Mangal with a header. Matthew Suleiman. Bernard Mundi wins that. Yeah, Matthew Suleiman. Wrong communication play there. Tony Anthony could not communicate with Makalala properly. Yeah, we see the play ongoing. Here is the run there. You can see the run. And one is with a chance for them. All thanks to Suraj Ayalaso for coming in to the rescue. I think this is one of the clearest chances we've actually seen this side, got since the beginning of this game.
Yeah, a good opportunity. Of course, good hands as well from Yeleso. He has to just come out and, of course, do the needful. I don't think conceding a goal at this particular stage will really be good for Plateau United, irrespective of the fact that they seem to be under more pressure from Doma United. However, Doma have a chance, and I hope they can be able to get something out of this particular encounter. Really, really, really an interesting encounter between these two good sides.
Well, at a time coming into the game, at this point, about 6 minutes of added time. 6 minutes added by the referee. And this, of course, will be the time to see who exactly gets that one. Suraj Ayeleso. Suraj Ayeleso this time around. Kicks that one out. Here is the header now. Played away by ASN. Lovely way. Yeah. Jimmy Ambrose. The man was coordinated the defense properly. I must say this has been his day. He has been able to give the very best of what he got. From the look of things, Plateau United might just be taking this home. 3 goals, 3 points. Goals scored by Daniel Novo, Barnabas Daniel, and Sunday Anthony. Among the goal scorers, just Sunday Anthony has gotten the maximum minutes here. And guess who is back to scoring sheets? No other person but Bernard Mundi is back to the goal scoring sheet. It took him matches, months to get back to this, and it's goal number 4 for Bernard Mundi in the NPFL this season. What a shot, what a breaker, what a moment. Bernard Mundi has just made it Doma when it comes to the spelling of that. 4 goals now, Plateau United, and that's just 6 minutes added for Doma United.
What a fantastic finisher, I must confess as well, from a fantastic player as well. We said earlier here that he has actually been unlucky because of injuries, so it's good to see him back on the score sheet. This is his 4th goal for the season. Talking about Bernard Mundi, he had to take that particular initiative. That is what you want to see from your centre forward, and that is what you want to see whenever, as a coach, you inject freshness into this particular team. So I think this is a very, very good outing for Plateau United. It is good to see them respond in this particular way. The last 3 fixtures have not been good for them, but this afternoon, I think, in my own opinion, they have successfully dispatched Doma United in match day 29.
Right, 4 goals to do. I think the fans and the players have something to celebrate. Well, another time Plateau United gets it forward. The last time they won a game on this pitch, which was 4-0 against Gombe United. And now another team from Gombe suffering 4 goals to do in this game. 4 goals from 4 different players. Now Plateau United, Alex Onejo changes position. Sampa, oh no. Position goes wrong there for Sampa. And this might be a chance for the throw-in. Onejo gets the ball. Sampam Jr. now. Now we'll see Bernard Mundi, the man with the 4 goal. Farouk now. Itodo, now the build-up starts all over again. With Ambrose now getting the ball to his field. We'll see Onejo now. Sampam goes forward. Pushes the ball. Makalala was waiting for that, but unfortunately, not to forget, NPFL Live of this game is brought to you by Plateau Sports Africa, supported by MTN, the home of football and Naira bets, the home of sports betting. For those in the diaspora, just to let you know that the streams are powered by Africa Sports Network, and that is bringing you sensational, lovely and intriguing. There was a chance. Oh no, he had his player just by his right hand side, but could not use the chance.
Yeah, what a big news for Doma United. I think they can be able to reduce the deficit, but of course, unfortunately, for the big centre forward, the ball actually went wide. So they are still trailing by 4 goals to nothing. This particular goal by Bernard Mundi has actually cut their chances of getting a comeback into this particular encounter. I don't think they have a chance, and of course, yes, magic can happen in the game of football. So let's see what can happen probably in the next 2 or a minute or so in this particular fixture. But I think for Doma United, it is almost impossible for them to have a comeback in this game.
Well, we're getting into the final minutes of the game. What will the referee say at this point? Will it be game on or call it to an end? Sampam Jr. again. Bernard Mundi now with the ball, touches that one, brings it. And here is Sampam Jr. running through the flank. This time it's now 4 against 4. And here is a goal. That would have been goal number 5. Still the pressure on the counter-attack style. Lovely crossing from Sampam Jr. Lovely touch there from that man, but of course could not get into the back of the net. Here we can see another chance of Plateau United. Alex Anejo, Anthony, handball there, but the referee goes blind to that. Yeah, they must do something to get something. There's a chance. He saw the goalkeeper out and thought to try something new, but unfortunately Doma United might just be going back home without a goal. A single ball is attached to their name this weekend again, and it is the final whistle end of the game here in the city of Jos. Plateau United 4, Doma United 0. A disastrous moment for another Gombe side. So for 4-0 in the hands of Plateau United in the city of Jos. What will be the wrap for you about this whole game? 4 goals from 4 players in the Plateau United team.
Yeah, I think it's good for Plateau United to have 4 different scorers getting on the score sheet, and I think that speaks about the efficiency in the team. And of course, match day 29 done and dusted. It shows how Plateau United can be able to respond, of course, quickly from those unfortunate defeats they had a couple of weeks ago. So good one, good game for the Peace Boys. Good outing for them as well. And not to forget about the fact that Doma United has had a massive outing as well, and especially in the first half of the season. Now that they are really struggling, bringing the likes of Bala Mohammed back into the team, and of course getting a win against Aqua United today. They have lost scandalously. I think this doesn't really speak well of them, but of course they have a future. They have something to take back home. That's probably coupled with the fact that they haven't had so much of this particular scoreline away game. So I think it's a good outing for the Peace Boys. Overall, good game, a good outing for both sides, Plateau United and Doma United, the neighbors here from Gombe State, really going home, of course, with their heads low because they considered so much goal, unfortunately for them.
America Bala will have 2 face-to-face defeats under his guide for Doma United. His first game won against Aqua United, but now he'll have to go back home to go back to the